Hello, friends, and thank you as always for visiting the Legend Sports Universe YouTube channel, Legend Sports Universe, where legends play forever. I meant to get to this a couple of weeks ago after my last Undisputed video on fighter creation. We've had some other stuff going on with family and the holidays and other projects. But I wanted to drop this short vid on some testing I did regarding the different fighter styles and the issues with them that are leading to a lot of the problems Undisputed has in its offline performance and, as a result, with fighter creation. Before I get rolling, kindly bang that like button and subscribe if you haven't yet to follow not only these Undisputed videos and my upcoming Legend Sports Universe Boxing Federation hybrid project, utilizing both Undisputed and the classic title bout boxing board/PC game, but the upcoming Franchise Stars Football League playoffs and year one of the Legend Sports Universe Basketball Association. If you followed this channel long enough, and if you were around the Undisputed Discord server a couple of years ago, back when it was still called Esports Boxing Club, you'll know I was very involved in that forum and in the discussions about fighter ratings, AI, and the hopes for a created fighter feature within the game. I developed an intricate system, as well as I could given our knowledge at the time, for prospectively rating classic fighters, and released a video discussing the process and ratings for 25 heavyweights and 25 middleweights from throughout history. So I did a fighter creation video on here a few weeks ago, outlining a lot of where Steel City's create a fighter feature, such as it is, for Undisputed fell short. From stupidity with the sliders to limited hairstyles and the complete uselessness of defensive ratings, I spent about a half hour outlining all those issues, kind of on a surface view. So here, I'm going to go in a little bit more of a specific dive and testing to explain the biggest issue holding the AI/CAF/ offline part of the game. Styles make fights, and in Undisputed's case, they also break fights. Way back when I was doing those early ratings videos, back when it was still Esports Boxing Club, Steel City's communications guy, Will, who went by Rackzilla in the Discord if you were around then, was the guy who communicated with the public. Will was great and took a lot of slings and arrows as the messenger, and I'll always be appreciative for his openness in talking about the game. I miss those days as the development team now has gone dark once they got your money. But that's another gripe for another time. One of the things I was locked in on was how the fighters would perform, what differences there would be to their styles, what nuances, how we could individualize them. I would gladly trade Undisputed's graphics for Fight Nights if I had the ability to control how fighters would perform from an AI perspective the way Fight Night allowed. Because as I've said previously, models don't make fighters. Fighting makes fighters. So at the time, Will said this: I think you'll find the AI are generally built around some familiar archetypes as opposed to there being that individual level of customization across the dozens of fighters that will ship for early access. So, as it turned out, those archetypes were limited to four basic ones: outboxer, boxer puncher, slugger, and swarmer. It's basic and several less options than Fight Night Champion had, but it's something and something that, implemented correctly, if you nailed those four styles and they truly felt different, and you could use the ratings to massage how they perform, would work totally fine. Here's the problem, though. They don't. I ran a little test to dive into this a bit, testing that it seems pretty clear the Steel City guys never bothered to run. Like my test in my previous video outlining the complete non-factor the defensive ratings have, this is a very quick and simple test. Part of what makes fighter creation difficult beyond making the models is that the stats and styles don't work like they should. I made two fighters, set them at 85s for every attribute. I was able to use WeMod. I'm working on PC, so that's why you got the elevated levels there. No traits. Then I kept changing the styles, so every style fought every other style 3 times. And you can see from these results clear advantage that the offense-heavy fighters have over the more neutral and what should be defensive styles. The slugger throws the most punches, lands at the highest percentage, and is somehow hit the least. Your outboxer, who should be the most defensive fighter, is getting hit the most. As I've said previously, the overall punches landed percentages in Undisputed are way too high anyway. But that issue is exacerbated even more by the fact that the most offense focused fighters are also getting hit the least. It's pretty clear to see the design flaw here. Four archetype system only works if you've balanced those archetypes. Under this scenario, the way it is now, your Floyd Mayweather, Pernell Whitaker, Willie Pep, Nicolino Loesch types, they fight from a huge disadvantage instead of their proper position as controlling entities in the pace and style of a fight. The outboxer is throwing the second fewest punches, and it's just the difference of two punches between it and boxer puncher. It's landing the second lowest percentage. Again, it's a minute difference there between it and boxer puncher. But it's also getting hit the most at a more than 48% clip. The slugger is getting hit the least. And on top of that, the game decides that by default, sluggers just magically get a 20% boost to health right off the bat, which is staggeringly foolish for a host of reasons. For an example of what this clear offensive bias cranks out, here's an example using two real fighters from the Undisputed cast, Josh Warrington and Vasyl Lomachenko. On the surface, their ratings look okay. Loma is rated excellently, properly, at a 90. Warrington, a nice, tough fighter, is rated at 81. Loma is an outboxer. Again, that's accurate. Warrington is set as a slugger. Look at the results. Warrington pitches a virtual shutout of Lomachenko. Why? A, because sluggers get absurdly boosted in the game, and B, because outboxers are useless in the game. Here's a funny note. I've said many times that in AI versus AI fights, virtually everyone lands 45% or better. This result was actually the lowest I've seen, 33%. And it's from a 97 accuracy Lomachenko against a slugger with a guarding rating of 73. And Loma, the outboxer, throws more punches in this fight than the slugger, who has 8 knockouts in 36 pro fights, but that's another matter entirely. It seems pretty clear to me that the developers didn't really test anything regarding AI, and their entire focus was on good looking models and being able to fight online. And if that was all they wanted to do, then that's what they should have done. Here's the cast of licensed fighters, both fight online, and that's it. And to be clear, online has its own batch of issues, but other guys are far better versed in those issues than I am, so I'll let the online first crowd tear that bit apart. This is two simple tests that I've run that clearly demonstrate massive fundamental flaws in the game engine. Either Steel City didn't test, don't know how to test, or they didn't care. None of those three options are good. In the next couple of Undisputed videos I hope to have out in the next few days, I'll break down how I'm adjusting ratings to try to work around the game's inherent design flaws. And I'll discuss my upcoming Legends Sports Universe Boxing Federation project that I think and hope you guys will enjoy. Hopefully, the upcoming mid-December update from Steel City will fix some of the issues I've spoken about here and make that project even more enjoyable. Thanks so much for watching and giving me your time. Bang the like button, subscribe if you haven't, and most importantly, be good to each other, guys, and we'll talk soon.